Affinity fraud. Testimonial.
It all started after church one day, when my friends and I were having coffee, and one of my friends started talking about some amazing investment returns she'd been receiving. She talked about how the checks were rolling in, and I thought, if she's seeing results, why shouldn't I invest too? So I talked to her more about it and, with her encouragement, decided to invest. Turns out it was one of those Ponzi schemes. Not only did I lose all the money I invested, she lost her investment as well. I can't believe this happened to me. I trusted my friend. I've known her for years. She didn't even know it was a scam. Apparently, this type of affinity scheme happens a lot. I never even knew it existed before my friends and I became victims. I wish now that I had known the warning signs.
Recognize it. With affinity fraud, scam artists take advantage of common bonds developed through religious, professional, community, or ethnic relationships. In these cases, scam artists take advantage of trust within a group by befriending a respected or influential member. This person then unknowingly assists the fraudster by sharing the success they've had with the investment with others. The individual's credibility and the inherent trust within the group leads others to invest in what often turns out to be a scam. Affinity scams often involve a Ponzi or pyramid scheme, which is based on exchanging money for enrolling others, often without any product or service being delivered. These fraudulent schemes pay returns to investors from funds provided by subsequent investors. The schemes usually collapse because there is no underlying asset, and when people cash out or ask for their money back, the scammer is ultimately unable to make payments to investors. Affinity fraud affects people in Canada of all ages, ethnicities, professions, and backgrounds. Affinity fraud results in a loss of hard-earned money to individuals you thought could be trusted. This can be especially devastating for seniors who have less time to recover financially and are left feeling betrayed by those they trusted. Affinity fraud can result in lost homes, devastated families, and shattered ties to the person or group to which you belonged. Check it out. You or people you trust may become targets of affinity fraud. Don't be a victim. Protect yourself from unsuitable investments by understanding how affinity fraud works. Be suspicious of investments that are described as exclusive or are only offered to a particular group or membership. Watch out for investments or advisors who exploit a personal connection. Treat everyone who offers you an investment opportunity the same. Screen and research backgrounds and credentials, and make sure you understand the investment and know what is being offered. Question investment tips, advice, and recommendations that come from other group members. They may have failed to conduct any research or background checks and could have been selected by the scam artists as early influencers. Don't be drawn in by promises of spectacular returns and low risk. Your returns in the short term might be coming from someone else's initial investment and will disappear when there are no new investors. The loss of your principal investment will far exceed any amazing returns that you may have already received. Get a prospectus or other written information on the investment and review it carefully. Ask for detailed materials outlining the nature of the investment, risks involved, financial statements, and any restrictions on getting your money out. Conduct further research into any amazing claims that are made. Do your homework. If the investment or company has been around for a while, don't assume it's a safe investment. For instance, some Ponzi's go on for years, involving many investors before they collapse. Check out the promoter and the investment, even if what they are telling you sounds good. contact the Alberta Securities Commission to determine if the salesperson is registered to sell securities. Although some investments can be sold by unregistered persons, they likely aren't looking out for whether the investment is right for you. Consult with a person who is not participating in the deal, such as a lawyer, banker, accountant, financial advisor, or someone else with business knowledge before making any decision to participate in the investment. Prevent it. Victims of affinity fraud are often embarrassed to admit they were conned and are reluctant to turn in one of their own. This makes it difficult to catch and stop people engaged in affinity fraud scams. Even when victims realize they've been deceived, they often keep quiet or try to work things out within the group rather than reporting it. Scam artists understand and exploit this reluctance to report fraud. As a result, many people lose both their savings and their sense of trust, and the scam artist gets away with it. If you suspect an affinity fraud is occurring within your group, or you feel you may have been the victim of an inappropriate investment scheme, contact the Alberta Securities Commission. The ASC oversees Alberta's capital market, and those who issue or trade securities, manage firms in the securities industry, and advise in respect of securities. As many investment frauds are also criminal offenses, the ASC may refer the investigation to criminal authorities. Reporting fraud can prevent other people from falling victim. You can make a difference.